approach to the world and back, baby. Look. When they ask for a picture, what do I do? That's the pose that I choose. You can do it too, just start traveling. When they ask for a photo, what do I show? That's the pose that I know. You can do it so, explore different cultures. When they ask for a picture, what do I do? That's the pose that we do. You can do it too, just come true. Explore different cultures, learn something new. Picturesque photos, lifestyle loco, crazy adventures, jungles, oh no.
Hello. My name is Zilla Vale, your host with the most. Zilla Vale, aka Zimobi, aka Mr. Young Crouch himself, aka Anyway. We have a special guest today, Anna. Welcome to the Young Crouch Travel Show. How are you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm great.
Are you excited to be here?
I'm excited, a bit worried.
Worried about what? Do I make you feel nervous?
No, never. Just about the question that you said.
What about if I do that? Is that better?
I mean, you look quite stylish with the glasses on.
You throw it on or off?
On.
On. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
It just suits the outfit.
It suits the outfit.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the gold rimming?
Yeah, and the cap.
The flavour.
And the velvety cap.
Okay, cool. And the logo?
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Now you
Oh,
do.
nice.
Now you do.
Usually notice details. God.
Well, it's been a bit of a flurry this morning anyway. So you've, just context, Nala, which I call her, is my good friend, and she's just been away to Italy. And she's just come back. And I'm excited to find out more about her trip. But before we get into that, I normally do a game with people who come on the show. So, firstly, I'd like you to introduce yourself in another language and not Italian or English.
What?
Yeah. Can you do that?
Oh, God. I think I can, but I don't want to give you the satisfaction of me speaking French.
We'll get onto that.
Okay, hold on. I did some Spanish back at home. So
That's really petty. You just don't want to do it in French.
now you're putting me on the spot. God. Me llamo Anna.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah?
That's good. Little round of applause.
Okay, no, in French would be Je m'appelle Anna.
Perfect accent. Accent
Je
parfait.
suis
Parfait.
Italienne.
Yeah. I can actually validate that. I can't validate the Spanish, but it sounds about right.
Je suis Italienne and 26. How do you say that? God.
Yeah, you have. So
Je. Doesn't.
Van. Bansi.
Why not Italian is such a great language?
I mean, I'm not disputing that.
Okay,
I'm
no,
not disputing that.
Well, I'm really poor with the other language.
You've got the name at least.
Yeah.
It's just getting the age. Can you?
It's the number thing.
You don't have to give your age anyway. That's not. You don't have to if you don't want to.
True.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I'll give you
The name.
an 8 out of 10 for the introduction in French. Maybe
Okay.
8.5. That's good.
Wait, could I have introduced myself in English?
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was a trick question.
No. Next thing, can you say, or how many languages can you say you're sorry in? And I'm going to give you 10 seconds to list as many as possible. All right.
Okay. Excusez-moi. Disculpame. Lo siento. Mi dispiace. And that's it, I think.
All right. That's 10 seconds gone.
Sorry.
So you said four. You said excuse-moi, but that's...
Pardon?
Yeah.
Same.
It's more
It's very-
pardon in French. So
it's not excuse-moi, like excuse me.
Yeah, but I guess in English it is, but you know
Okay.
that we would.
Pardon.
Sorry is a specific word.
Also, I think lo siento and disculpame is both Spanish. So, just one language.
Okay, so you said it in two then, technically.
Yeah, but I gave you two different ways.
Okay, I'll give you some in 5 seconds. So Ndo,
okay.
that's Igbo. You do a countdown, like
Okay.
just with your fingers. Ndo, pardon, sorry, scusa, and lo siento. Or is that the same?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that 5?
Yeah, 5.
Okay, cool. All right. Normally I'd ask you to say I'm sexy in another language,
Okay.
but I don't.
Okay.
Can you?
I think I can do.
You can.
Oh.
No pressure. I don't want to put you on the spot, even though you're already on the spot. But
I'm trying to think. Well, I'm sexy.
mm-hmm.
Sono sexy. Works in
Oh,
Italian
same
as
word.
well.
Okay, fair.
No, I can say sono figa.
Yeah, I know about that.
Um,
For the English
It's-
viewers, they
it's-
won't know. Ika.
soy muy caliente,
That sounds really sexy. I like it.
Spanish, and je suis ma.
I don't know in French. I'm gonna
Je
find out.
suis ma. How do you say hot in French?
Sure.
Chaud.
Oui.
Chaud.
That's
Je suis
good.
ma chaud.
Like chocolat chaud.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. We've warmed up. To get into the nitty gritty of things. Now, I always like to delve into like why people want to travel. So, for me personally, I love different cultures. I love seeing new things and experiencing it with different people. So when I travel, I don't mind doing solo travels as long as I can like go on a group tour with people out there or meet locals and like see how they do things. So like, what would you say inspires you to travel?
I think I'm just curious to
Curious.
see what's around.
What's around?
Like all the different culture and how people see different. Like maybe they see the same things in different ways, got different perspective or stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I think traveling is the best thing you can ever do. I think like you can waste money in traveling. That's the best thing you can spend money on.
Because the memories never go.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just also it's not only the memory; it's just the experience of what you live when you travel around.
That's true.
And
So-
I think I got quite lucky because I got a travel buddy. But because I think I'm not brave enough to go on a solo trip. I would love to, but I think. No, to be fair, I moved to UK by myself.
that's a big deal.
I feel like I would love to be like, I'm gonna get a backpack and by myself and just gonna travel the world. But I don't know. I would love to do it, but maybe I would need some convincing by other people.
I'll convince you. The thing is, you always do this. You like say that you're not good at something, but then you end up being the best at it, or that you don't want to
I
do
don't want to
something.
jinx it, that's why.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess the superstition works for you. But okay, you do have a travel buddy. So does it depend on where you go? Like for instance, my first solo trip was to Rome. Roma was so beautiful, and
Great city.
yeah, it was a good idea, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I went was obviously I love Italy. You know this. I don't keep it a secret. But I hadn't been in all my life. And then I think it was 2014. I told my friends I'm gonna go. Like, are you coming with me or not? And they said yeah. But then things got in the way, and I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to go by myself. So I did, and it was literally one of the best holidays of my life. So
I also feel like people in Rome are very welcoming.
they're really welcoming, and I was like in a
Love
little
them.
village or town called Trastevere.
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 I think it's like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like I was just a tourist. Like I didn't take any taxi. I just took public transport.
Yeah, also because in Rome, it's like everything is quite well connected. You can
Connected,
just
yeah.
walk around so much. And there's so much to see.
And there was a festival in the time that I went as well. Like so, it was just like convenient. And I feel like if I didn't experience that, I wouldn't have known the amount that you could kind of do by yourself. So I think for you, you just need to be in a situation where you just happen to be traveled by yourself,
Yeah.
and then you'll learn so much. But
So maybe you
definitely
can just
capable.
plan a trip with me and then
And then just bail out.
Yeah, bail at the last moment.
I might do that. I mean, no, I'm not gonna let you know because then you'll
Yeah,
You'll-
okay, I'll know. Yeah.
you'll be prepared. But okay, cool. So what about so obviously you've moved to the UK, so that's like permanent. But then in terms of like
Permanent.
yeah, well, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
because some people go on trips just with friends and then they're there for a festival.
Oh, yeah.
They might go for like 3 or 4 days, just a weekend away.
Yeah.
But then some people would like go away for 2 months to like say Thailand. If you're from Europe, then you want to go to somewhere where the culture is very different,
Yeah, to be honest.
you know, you'll stay like, are those on your mind, even with a travel buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Love to like go Japan.
yeah, same.
Japan, it's,
That'd be wicked.
and South America.
Yeah.
Also, when I went home, I was speaking to my uncle, and he just loves Japan so much.
Oh,
He's
who
obsessed
doesn't?
with it.
Who
Yeah.
doesn't? There's so much to do. Like, there are some things that have like closed, unfortunately. Mario Kart, you could do real life Mario Kart racing in the streets of Tokyo.
You know, we wanted to do, because we watched the movie, and they did it in the movie, and me and my sister were like, we should do it for the next carnival we arrange in Italy. We should just show up with like fake cars and just throw each other stuff, so you can slow up the people out.
I could picture that, because you're really creative when it comes to making a costume for carnival. So you can dress up as who would you dress up as? Peach or Mario or Luigi?
I would go
Toad.
Luigi, because it's tall.
Yeah, tall.
And he's wearing green, so,
as well. Yeah. I can see that. I would go for Luigi as well. That was always my favorite character. But don't you find it interesting how, literally on different sides of the world, but a Japanese, like the biggest Japanese export in terms of gaming, is inspired by Italian plumbers. Like, why are Italians so influential? Like, what's the secret? What's in the water?
Well, you need to ask an Italian plumber, maybe.
Fair enough.
I don't know why we're so famous for plumbing.
I mean, yeah, there's exactly, you know, there's pasta, because we're going to go on to food, right?
Yeah,
but like, and another similarity, I guess, between that part of East Asia and the Mediterranean is like, I guess, noodles and pasta, and just that being like a staple food. Like, you just returned from Italy. How much pasta did you feed on? Like,
so much. I was like,
I envy you.
I spent a month and a half eating just carbs and not regretting it a single bit. It's just so funny. So much food.
Talk me through the difference between not how you have it in England, but how English people have pasta and how Italians have pasta.
Well, because I think in England you eat like one main dish, and then the sides. But for us, we have like different courses.
Okay.
So we got we would have antipasto, the starters.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the first course, which usually is pasta. And then we would have the second course, which usually would be fish or meat, and the sides.
Sounds beautiful.
But then also, like, it's not every day. I feel like if I'm home, it's just, I don't know, a Thursday at lunchtime.
Yeah.
I would have maybe pasta and then something else afterwards, but we wouldn't eat it at the same time.
So,
like, you don't have one plate and then you have the pasta and the meat together. You would have the plate for the pasta, and then you finish the pasta, and then you put the...
Do you have names for these dishes, or is it sort of like go with the flow? You kind
No, I mean, no, you have the name for it, because it depends on how you cook it, so then change the name for it.
What's the one with the fish on the side?
No, I mean, if you go like a steak, you call it bistecca.
Oh, okay.
Or like different kind of, if you have it
Bistecca.
fried.
Wait, as in, do you have the same words for steak as in English?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So steak is, in Italian, you would translate it as bistecca.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of etymology, because I did some Igbo classes on Saturday, and then I found out how many words are borrowed from English, or like borrowed around the world, right? So basically, if we want to say I have a photo in Igbo, you'd say enwere photo.
Okay.
But it's actually a Igbo word, but it's obviously borrowed, so it's not spelled the same.
Maybe it's just because we say photo as well, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah, how do you spell it? Do you spell it with an
F?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's
But that doesn't
really
mean we
interesting.
took it from English.
I know.
Maybe it's the other way around. We took it from Igbo, maybe.
Maybe. I don't, you never know. Okay, fair enough. So, and what about like the snacks? Because I think it's Italy unknown.
God, I tried the Nutella Biscuits. What an invention. Because like in May I was here. I went to Italy in end of June.
Mm-hmm. So you've been there for 2 months.
So during lockdown, Ferrero came out, the guy that does the Nutella, came out with the Nutella Biscuits during lockdown. And apparently you had to call the supermarket to book them, because they were just they were just running out of stock in the supermarkets in Italy because they're so good. And then I got home. I had to isolate for 5 days.
Oh.
I had a package of those biscuits. I was like, God,
Eating it to
they need to
yourself.
be in a different room. It's basically a biscuit with a spoon, like a tablespoon of Nutella in there. And it's just crunchy and it's just the best.
That's really
Watching the Euros, eating Nutella biscuits, it was quite good.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. Don't get me started on these.
I mean, I enjoyed it very much.
yeah, it's good. It's good for you. But yeah, it's interesting like watching the sports and like just eating to yourself. Like,
Yeah, because I was isolated. I had like just the company of the neighbor screaming when we would do something.
and in the athletics as well, in the Olympics as
Yeah,
well.
but that I was with people, so
Yeah.
it was good.
Italy did really well this summer. Do you reckon it's the pasta, or what do you reckon?
I don't know, we said that it's locked, especially for athletics.
Yeah.
You know how during lockdown loads of people went for jogs?
Yeah.
So we were like, maybe this lockdown just gave us the strength to win the athletics.
I think a lot of people did, but I don't think it was only Italy who did that. So I don't know if that was.
But we were the center at the beginning. So
Maybe- oh,
maybe
yeah,
we started
that's
before. We
true.
had like some, I don't know.
And then Britain were like second, I think.
Yeah, I think UK was the last place to get into lockdown. So they kind of started jogging afterwards.
I thought
So
were
we had
second.
more
I don't
training.
remember. It's all a blur. 2020 was a blur, to be fair. But
Because I just got back from Italy going to lockdown when I got back from Norway.
yeah.
And then I
When
went
was that? What was the timeline?
February,
February. So it was
mid-February.
slightly earlier.
And
yeah.
then I managed to go to Canary Island the weekend after.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then we got into lockdown, so I think it was March for us, for UK.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. It was end of March because I remember I felt sick in February
Okay.
and I took my laptop home from work and then, but it was like really sick. So I was like away for like a week and a bit, 2 weeks maybe. And I just couldn't go back because everything had shut down.
Yeah.
So I think it was like mid-March or so. But yeah, so it was, I thought it was quite early, but regardless, you obviously, like as Italians were like one of the first. So they probably had a bit of a heads up
Yeah,
in terms of like
yeah.
the jogging.
We trained
Maybe,
more.
maybe. But then
Maybe it's the pasta.
it's the
or
pasta
the Nutella biscuits.
because of
You never know.
carbohydrates, you know. But then that's the thing, the Nutella biscuits, and you have like,
the strength of the
you're
chocolate.
known for the best gelato, like the best, like, so
God, yeah.
cakes, like ice cream, dessert and stuff. So I don't know if there's a balance because if I was in Italy, I'll be having a bit more of the cakes or the ice cream. But I guess the footballers and the athletes are more dedicated. They have more meal prep. Like
I mean,
pasta the day
Bonucci
before.
said that we eat a lot of pasta. That's why we won the Euros.
I don't know about Bonucci.
Let's not talk about football.
Yeah, but okay. Speaking of rivalries, because
Okay.
of the football, I've always been curious about the history of like France and Italy's disdain for one another. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more Italy don't like
No,
France.
I think
Most
it's one
peop-
another.
You reckon?
Another.
I don't know. But anyway, most people don't seem to like the French, which I'm like the only person who loves French people,
Mm-hmm.
and you you find it weird. Other people find it strange.
It's more like because you're obsessed with them.
No, I just like French culture. But I like the variation of French culture. I see it as like a parallel to UK culture, and that's not just say like French people from like Napoleon days. I mean, like if you go to London and Paris, they're like twin cities. Just one speaks French, one speaks English. So like there's a lot of influence from the Caribbean, West Africa, like South Asia and stuff, because like they're metropolitan cities, and it's kind of like made its way throughout the rest of the country. So there's like different aspects of it that I like. The people that I know, they're nice in France,
You know,
and they
that's
love
the thing,
Italy.
yeah.
They love Italy as well. But
I met nice French
no,
people.
yeah, that's the thing. So I'm not saying you specifically. I mean, like it seems like a real Italian versus
That
French
is
thing.
so true.
But where does it come from? Do you,
I don't know, but there was a guy in the office that didn't know it was Italian, and he was speaking to an engineer next to me, and he started complaining about the neighbor, and then he was like, "Yeah, he must be French," and I was like, "So Italian."
so there are stereotypes. That's really
I
interesting.
think I don't know. We just don't get
Along.
quite along.
Fair enough, but at least
But-
you're open-minded. I know you don't judge an individual. I know that. It's just quite funny how there's a general trend of Italians and French like riffs. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Would you live in France?
no.
Okay. Yeah. Apart from the part.
I
that's
mean, I
near-
never tried, so I wouldn't know.
The part that's next to where you're from.
That's the thing. I'd rather be home then, because it's the same
Too
coast.
similar. Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so I want to lead us on to your favorite things to do on a holiday. So, or not even a holiday.
Yeah.
In
In general, or just
in
different
general.
space?
So, as an Italian, say
That's difficult. question.
you were in London, to be fair, but before the pandemic, when things were all open, what would be the thing that you would do with your friends?
In London.
No,
In,
in Italy. In Italy. So like maybe if you were on holiday kind of thing, not on holiday, but back in Italy, before the pandemic when everything was open, like what do you love to do? Like is it the nightclub scene? Is it museums, gallery, the beach? Okay. So that's one of your
I
favorite
really,
things.
the sea is just,
The
yeah.
sea.
You know, yeah. Just sitting there. And then, you have the sea waves crashing onto the shore.
So the
The
relaxing.
sound and then the sun.
You're
Lighting, yeah.
you're a coast girl, a coast
I am,
baby.
yeah. I feel like the thing that I miss the most is the sea.
Well, that sounds really poetic.
I just, the sense of freedom that it gives you, it's amazing. Also, the moment, like, when you dive in the water
Mm-hmm.
and you just open your eyes and you're underwater and just everything is blue, everything is quiet. You only hear, like, the rocks crashing on the end, like, the bottom of the sea. It's just quite
So that's in
amazing.
the
So
daytime,
relaxing.
seeing it. But what
Yeah.
about in the nighttime, like when you
The
can see the
night-
stars and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm
if
getting
you
really
have, like,
romantic here.
also if you have like a drink, I don't know, you got like the bars next to the beach, you get some drinks there, quite chill, and then the music starts.
Would you say it's because that's what you grew up around? That's what you
I
grew-
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's really
feels-
nice though, because I say to us that like we're from different countries but from the same worlds. I love it when you can meet someone who grew up in a completely different place, but then you have like the same like values and morals and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because it's like it shows there's more to us as humans. Like humanity is not just about where you grew up. Like you have a lot of
Yeah.
other shared interests. So you grew up in the coast, quite high up as well. If I may add, you wouldn't say that you grew up in the mountains, but when I went to
Oh
see
yeah,
you,
it's because
it was a high altitude.
basically a cliff.
I wasn't used to it. Like, well, that's normal for you, and
yeah,
for me, I was
because
like,
where I'm from, it's just cliffs that goes onto the sea.
okay,
So it's you can go quite high up
Yeah.
in like half an hour.
yeah. And then when you
It's like the train goes underneath the mountain, so you've got quite a lot, loads of tunnels between towns.
that part of Italy, I guess, as a whole, is pretty much like that though, because it's near the
Yeah.
Alps, so there's a lot
Yeah, I
of
think
terrain.
it's the other side.
Yeah.
It's they got more sandy beaches, and they got this the sea's got these beaches that just, if you walk on the shore, you can walk for like meters and meters and still touch the end of the bottom of the sea.
Oh wow.
Well, where I'm from, there's always like the beach, and then you got the shore, and then you got a step, and that's you don't touch the bottom anymore. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So obviously London being like a built-up city is very much different from that. But have you been to, say, Bournemouth Beach or Cornwall? Have you been to any beaches in the UK?
I've
which
been
you can-
to Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, for the field trip.
Yeah. In uni. It was beautiful.
It was the best thing
It was beautiful.
I've seen in the UK. I
And,
loved it.
Yeah.
And the beach houses as well. I love the houses. by
And
the
then
coast.
I went to the White Cliffs
Okay.
with Sonia, a friend of mine.
Ah.
And it was beautiful. And I feel like the White Cliffs kind of reminds me of home, because you got these cliffs that goes on to the
Yeah,
ocean. So yeah.
that's nice. So would you say anything here is comparable to what you have in Italy? Because that's
I'm biased. That's
you're
such a
biased.
difficult question. I don't
because you didn't have the music there either.
Also, I think the ocean's different from the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
It's quite more windy, and it's
Not as blue.
yeah. I think it's just different.
So
I
you
think
might see it on
I
a
think
post-
the culture of the beach is also different, to be honest.
How
Because
do you- the culture.
maybe it's just because I grew up there. So if I go to the beach, I don't like take everything from, I don't know. I only go with a towel. That's it. That's it for me. I don't need anything else. But like, some people, they come with like, I don't know, the umbrella, the towel, the food, the chair, and and everything. Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, that's interesting. I haven't heard that phrase, but I'm gonna note it because I'm a keen travel connoisseur. So the culture of the beach. Thank you for that.
Also, you know where if if they're locals, because if you go to the beach, if they sit like in the right spots, not too far from the shower, but not too far from the shore.
Yeah.
And also if you eat on, like if you have dinner on the beach, like you order pizza or whatever, usually people stay close to the rocks. But then when the sun goes down, the rocks is the darkest place, so you can't see your stuff, so you always need to stay a bit further.
See, some notes from Nala. Notes from Nala. Good to know. Yeah. I'm not really like a rocky beach person. I love a sandy beach. Like,
but I was quite impressed with you when we went to Vernazza. You were on the rocks. Yeah. To be honest, I feel like we are used to those pebble beaches. Yeah. Because you can, like now, if I go back home, the first few days I do struggle walking on them. Yeah. Sometimes I struggle anyway, because sometimes it's just
too much
to walk on.
Yeah.
But yeah, a friend of mine's got the shoes.
Specific for the pebbles.
Yeah. The one that people used to like walk on like cliffs and stuff.
Yeah.
Because she had like problems with feet, so she always wear it. And then she's like, I just don't struggle walking on pebbles. So
that's impressive. Do you know what? Yeah. I feel like you've given a really good advert for Italy, specifically like your coast. What's the name of your coast?
Riviera Ligure. So I'm from a small town next to Genova. Yeah. And it's a great town. It's not very famous for touristic way, but it's really close to touristic attraction.
Yeah. No, forget about that. But, like, it's more
Lavagna's the way.
Lavagna's the way. So I vouch. Lavagna is a beautiful place. I always say this, but the fireworks.
The fireworks. Yesterday with my friend. We were talking about the height of the fireworks, and I kept thinking about you. So we went to Recco, this town next to my town, and they do this festival. It's like food festival because it's the saint of the town. Yeah. Yeah. And they do a fireworks competition, and Zim always says this is the best fireworks I've ever seen.
Ever in my life. It's not really a thing to compliment. And you can tell from your face
that you're not like, you're just so shocked.
As in, like, you know, you might compliment, that's the best food I've had. It's the best, I don't know, like, football game I've ever seen. These were the best fireworks that
I was quite emotional, to be fair. And they were quite patriotic and stuff.
Honestly, if you get a chance to go to Lavagna and to the towns surrounding it, also the Cinque Terre, I definitely recommend it. And that's from a Londoner, someone who is a city boy through and through. But I definitely, especially like meeting the likes of yourself and just trying to be curious about the world. I like when things are a bit more chilled as well, peaceful. Like I went to the Lake District recently, and then just being in like the countryside and seeing the natural beauty and like being able to go out at night and see the stars without any interruption. As cliche as it sounds, it's really beautiful.
You just appreciate nature so much.
Definitely.
We went for a hike. So where my grandma is from, it's like Cinque Terre, it's called. It's
five towns.
5 towns, and or 5 lands, and there is like a town for each bit of cliff, and you can walk between the town. And so we went for a hike there, and it's all stairs, so you go up and down on the coast, and you got all this beautiful view. And you the only thing you can hear is just like the sea crashing onto the rocks, and then the crickets just sound so loud and just amazing. You just appreciate nature so much. Yeah.
So Nala.
And then you got all the tourists that just put speakers on, and I'm like, you're ruining the atmosphere.
See, that's the thing. You want to advertise it, but you don't want too many tourists to come.
Also, some of them, because no, it's funny because I feel like people should like get prepared for the towns, because like people go to these towns for like the pictures and stuff because they're really pretty. But so they all dressed up like with this like dress, sandals, heels, and then I guess they have like these great ideas of like walking from town to town on this hike, but it's just the path. It's not like a road.
Yeah.
So they struggle so much, and you can see like the guys with like shorts, like super sweaty because it's like 35 degrees under the sun, and then the girls struggling so much on the steps. It was just a nightmare. You can tell that they're hating it. It's like an hour of it like this, and you're like, God, you're just so not dressed properly.
Like just not for the occasion,
Nope,
at all.
nope.
So Nala,
I mean, they can take a train. I think the train option would be better.
so I think that's another thing. When you go to another country and you don't speak the language, I think some people would be a bit uncertain about how to get about. I haven't had an issue in Italy, especially like there's a lot of signs in English, which it annoys me because I'm like, especially if I'm trying to learn another language and I go to another country and I'm like, I want to navigate in that local language. They're like, oh no, just speak English. I find it a lot. But would you say it's like easy to navigate around the country?
I think you need to know where you're going. It's like it depends. So for example, the Cinque Terre, I would never recommend people to go by car there.
Oh, you take train?
You take the train.
Yeah,
it's just so
yeah.
much easier, and because you can't get into the town with a car. So
Yeah.
you need to leave it up. On
But
the
like most
mountain.
people, if they're coming from abroad, they wouldn't have a car anyway. I know some people rent it, but
Yeah, so basically when I was home, I helped my brother doing the Airbnb in Vernazza.
Yeah.
And so I would go and pick up the people from the station to show them the house.
okay,
And
yeah.
there were quite a few people coming by car. So I had to pick them up by the parking space that's above the town. But they need to leave the car high up in the mountain basically, and then take a shuttle that just takes them down. But it's just so
And it's long.
more complicated,
It's
I
more-
think.
So
I think the trains are they're super crowded, but between those Cinque Terre, they're quite easy to use.
easy to use. Well, that's
And then it depends, because then if you want to go somewhere else,
good because it's not a
to
major
get there.
city. It's not a major city, but it's still like accessible because it's a major tourist destination,
attraction,
so.
yeah.
So Nala,
After a look as well.
my ethos, like to wrap it up, my ethos when it comes to traveling is and has always been, you have to get lost in order to find yourself.
I mean, it's
Right.
true.
Yeah,
Agree on
and it's I've lived by that, right? So for you, is there anything you can tell the people? It doesn't have to be quite as neat a quote as that, but anything you can leave
came
them with.
prepared.
Always prepared. Anything you can leave them with. It doesn't even have to be a quote. It could be about traveling in Italy or just why it's good to travel.
I think traveling is good if you want to travel because you want to see the culture, or just because you want to take a break. I think it's good to travel and be with yourself so that you can also figure out stuff in your life that maybe you're not
That's really
100% sure
That's really
about.
deep. And also taking the music from that place as well.
Music, yeah.
That's another
Music
thing.
is it in
Music's
Italy.
good.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Nala.
Thank
Grazie.
you for having me.
And that's been the Young Crouch Travel Show. And we're out.
Ciao.
Ciao.